All right, welcome along. My name's Bosh. This is Bosh's Ableton Beginner Bits, and today we're going to be looking at one of the core defining features and sounds of dub reggae, and sometimes dubstep, but it comes from dub, and it is the long feedback tail, the building feedback tail. We're going to try and look at a few different ways that we can build up feedback to try and make those swelling sounds that just sound like they're just replicating and getting bigger and bigger. That's such a staple of dub reggae. I'm going to do a couple of different methods of doing it. First one inside the echo plugin, and then secondly using the send and return effects. And then we're going to, once we've done the send and return effects ones, we're going to try adding different things after the delay to see what kind of different effect that has on it. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at generating feedback, basically. Now, before we start, as always, I want to tell you about buymeacoffee.com/BoshDubs. You can go there and you can support the channel. Anything that's donated towards the channel there will go back into the channel. Currently, we're looking at getting a new chair, if I'm honest with you. I need a better set of headphones for production. And I'm also just anything that I can put in towards making this channel better. The chair's not that important. That's what all those, any support that comes through buymeacoffee.com/BoshDubs, guaranteed going back into the channel. The best way you can support me right now is to subscribe, comment, watch the videos, share the videos, all that business. Get involved in the comments. Like I say, we've got a real cool community now of people who are always asking questions and just getting involved in the chat, in the comments. And that's it. That's all I need to say for now. Let's get straight into it. This is generating feedback for Bosh's Ableton Beginner Bits. Now, the sound that I'm gonna use first, that we need something to generate, to delay. I'm gonna use a piano skank, just because it's probably one of the more commonly, is one of the aspects that's going to be more commonly delayed. So let's just go piano in the search, and I used to just use the standard grand piano, but I found these stretch bright ones to be quite good. So I'm going to go stretch bright production. We're going to put that in the MIDI track. And then all I need to do is draw a chord. I'm going to give you an A minor. There, if you want to know how to build a minor chord, you take the first note. Let's do that actually quickly. Take the first note, copy it, and then move it up 3. 1, 2, 3. Copy that. Control C, Control V, and then move that up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor. Ooh, nice. All right, a bit loud. And I'm going to put a root note in there as well. So I'm going to duplicate the A. Control C, Control V. Hold Shift, press down. And we've now got the octave. No, we haven't. It's disappeared. Highlight, Control C, Control V, Shift down. There we go. It's a bit of a fuller chord now. All right, so let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to do, delay-wise, we're going to go to the audio effects. Let's get echo. It's my favorite one. And I'm just going to sort of go into it and explain what feedback is, basically. Now, on your normal delays, your feedback will likely go up to 99 or 100, and that means that you're getting the most replications of the sound without it going back through itself. So it means that you're just making the room longer, you're getting more delays. So let's hear this at 50% feedback. Oh, let's turn the dry wet down as well. This is important because we want the piano to be the loudest sound. We don't want the delay. At the moment, we don't want the delay to go louder than the piano. So dry wet to about 47. Feedback's at 50. Let's have a listen. Yeah, not a bad delay. It sounds a bit dry, a bit dead, but it's all right. Let's put this up. And the good thing about echo is it's got the visuals as well, so you can see what's happening there. And up until 99... you can see there's like a little tiny dot at the bottom of that echo, which means that it runs out, it ends. As soon as we go to 100, that disappears. That means it never ends. It's gonna keep building, keep building, keep building. And then the more you do that, the higher it goes, the faster it builds and the louder it gets. So let's listen to this at 80. Yeah, so that's always going to fade out. Let's go to 90, let's go to 95 on the feedback. Again, it's always getting quieter, it's always dissipating, disappearing, all that kind of business. So let's go to 101 now. I'm going to put it up to 101. Okay, can you start to hear? Firstly, it's taking a very long time to get quiet. You can start to hear like a high-end little start to appear out of nowhere, really. It kind of just builds up. Let's put it up to 110. I'm not going to play the piano. Let's just see what happens. All right, you see how it's starting to get louder again? Yeah, still getting louder. All right, let's put that down. All right, let's turn that feedback right off. So this is the first way to generate the long feedback that keeps on going, keeps going, and so on. Now, another thing I want to show you in Echo is this little button here. Now, this is the distortion button. I'm going to put on the little help screen here because this is, if you don't know about this, click it on. If you don't know what a button does or something, go down to the bottom left, click this little arrow and you get this little info pane. When you hover over certain things, it'll tell you what those things are. All right. So this one, clip dry. This applies the input gain to the dry signal as well, allowing to distort it for an authentic hardware feel. So what it means is the input is what we're sending into the echo, and that's the piano sound. If I turn that input up, it's going to start generating distortion, saturation, things like that. But the original sound won't be distorted. The original sound will stay clean, unless we click that little clip dry D, the little D there. This applies to the input gain, to the dry signal as well, allowing to distort it for an authentic hardware feel. So we can distort what's going into the thing as well. So let's try putting the input up to 5, feedback up to 80, and let's just see how it sounds. Yeah, no difference there. Let's try putting it up to 110 again. The sound's changing. You hear that sound changing? All right. So this is a really cool way to do it, because what's happening is I might try and put a visual on screen here to try and explain this a little bit better. But you're taking your sound. Let's do it this way. You're taking your sound. You're sending it into the delay. What can I do? Take your sound, send it into the delay. It comes out of the delay, and then once the feedback goes over 100%, it's going back into itself. All right? So you've got your piano skank. The piano skank sound goes ching into here. Ching 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 ching, and it's getting louder and louder. So that's what feedback is, basically feeding whatever you're putting into it back through the delay. So then imagine we've just applied that distortion there. The input's +5, so every time this goes back through the delay, it's going through that increase in the input volume. All right, so that's where your sound starts to change and morph, and that is the sound that a lot of people want when they're making dub reggae, is that morphing, changing, building sound. All right, let's try doing it at 107. Let's make the input 7. And let's see how distorted we get. That'll go on forever, that. I'm going to turn the input up while it's playing. Yeah, you can start, it's changing again. You're starting to hear that. Okay, I've turned the input all the way down. Okay, let's turn that off now. So again, you can see this, it's going back through itself, going back through the distortion. Now what I want to do is press the D. And then I'm just going to turn this right up. And you see now how the initial piano's distorted. That's what that D button does basically. As long as that's unticked, the original sound will always stay as the original sound. And then the echo will get louder and louder. As soon as you click that D, it's going to start affecting the actual initial sound in the first place. So it'll distort it. Woo! It's going to get loud, guys. I'm going to turn it right up to 40. Woo! Let's put this feedback up. All right. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'll adjust the audio of the volume of that. So that's pretty much the first way to do it. You want to be concentrating on the input and the feedback level mainly. This also works with your ping pong. Let's put it in ping pong mode. Let's put the feedback up to 107 again, input 4. Building, changing. All right. So other things we can do is start to modulate this. So what I'd do is go to the modulation section of the echo. And I'm just going to put the delay mod up a little bit. I'm going to put the filter just a little bit, not much. We don't need much for this at all. A little bit on the envelope mix as well. And let's try that again. Let's remove that a little bit. Put the feedback up to let's go 110, 17, 18. Let's go 18. Oh my God, 19. And let's listen to this. Starting to get more changes now. Starting to hear a ringing building up, like yeah, that's feedback building. All right. Let's try and do an extreme version. Let's put this mod up to 73 for the sake of it. Let's put this on ×4 as well. Mix up again, and let's try again. You want this at 106. Going to put the mod delay up. So you can see changing these has a little effect on it as well. All right, so that's pretty much what I'm going to cover for the echo. Actually, one more thing. So if you want to keep control of this, the automation then becomes quite important. If you've got a knob, if you can assign it to a knob on your MIDI fader, that's cool. But I'm going to, again, just show you a little... What I'm going to do is put this in arrangement view. And let's loop for... Let's go 16. Okay, so I'm going to put the feedback up here to 104. Let's turn the automation on. Don't forget that over here. Turn the automation lanes on. Let's minimize this screen so we've got as much view as possible. And then what I'm going to do is draw in automation on the feedback. And what it's important to remember is if you want the feedback to reduce, bring it down below 100%. If you want it to increase, put it up above 100%. They're generally the rules. So let's start playing around with this and see what automation we can draw in. Let's try to see how that sounds after we've finished it. Yeah, so you can start to control it. I'm gonna drag this down. Just okay, so let's get rid of that. Let's draw this up to about here and there. Alright, so here you can start to control it. And this is the best way to do it. Just change the feedback amount. And that, I am going to stop it there. So that's the echo. That's one of the ways you can do it using echo. Now, the second technique we're going to use is with send and returns. So I'm going to delete, let me just get rid of that. So we've just got one send, which is an echo. It's already got echo in there. Let's get rid of the one that's on the piano. Let's get rid of that. All right. I'm going to get rid of the reverb on this as well. Where is it? Because I want to have any reverbs or delays generated by the delay. I'm just for this example, you can leave it on yourself, but I want you to hear the clean sound and then everything that happens to it through this process. Okay, we are here in arrangement view. Hopefully you don't mind me switching to arrangement view like this, but I want to be able to see what's going on a bit more and be able to draw automation in. So we have got the piano and we want to delay it. So we've got an echo here in this return track, and here's the send. I'm going to turn that all the way up. And now we've got a delay. Okay, so now we need to change everything. We need to edit it all in here in the send and return bit. So let's put the feedback down to 0. So we only get one hit. And then what I'm going to do, let's go back to session view so we can see this knob here. Now this knob, you know you've got your sends on here, but there's one also on the send and it says A. This sends echo A back into itself. And if you've got multiple return tracks, you can send them to each other. So you can send your sound to echo A, and then if you've got a B, like a B track, then a knob for B will appear there. All you have to do, I'm going to do it with the A, is right click, enable send. That's it. So now you can send the send to itself. Watch this. All right, we've got one feedback. Let's put this up to, let's put it about there. Feedback's getting longer. Okay, now this is all well and good. Let's put it all the way up. So even then, we're not getting that 100% like built-in feedback feel like we did with the other one. So what I'm going to do is, look, what can we do? Let's pick this up a little bit. Just put the feedback onto 10% here. It's starting to come back up. All right, let's put it to 5. It stopped. I need like a kill button to stop the thing for this. Right. So this is the same thing. You're generating feedback. Let's put that up to 4. You're generating feedback in the echo, but then you're sending it back through itself. Let's get... Okay, so what I'm going to start to do now is start to try and make this a bit fuller and make it build a little bit. So let's put a reverb on here. You've got a built-in reverb on this. Let's put it as feedback. Not bad. Let's try putting it as post. So that reverb's starting to build as well as the delay now. Let's put this up to 6. Up 7. Crazy. Yeah, so you start to lose the hit of the thing, and then you start getting like the more spacey reverb added. Let's do... Actually, just quickly, I'm going to put in a button here so I can turn that on and off. There we go. Right. Where was I? Okay, so other things we can now do, we can start adding to this and start sort of making more of an effect. So let's do, what can we put in there? Let's try, I want drive and color. Let's do a little saturator. Let's put that up to 3. So let's not try with the saturator, let's try with the vinyl distortion. Let's see what that does. I'm going to put this up. I'm just going to pick some random sort of things here and let's see. Woo! That got real spicy real quick. Let's turn the drive right down. Woohoo! It's quite nice. Okay, so we put a vinyl distortion in there. That makes quite a nice sound. Oh, redux. This is going to bit crush it. So I'm just going to put this down a little bit. I'm not going to put it down too much. Let's do that, and let's see what happens. Okay, we're getting more of a whistly sound there. This is doing some weird stuff. All right. Let's try again. And it's just bit crushing it, standard. This is such a strange... I don't know why when I turn that off it just sends everything a bit mad. What else? Erosion. Let's try erosion. Now that could be fun to automate. That could be really fun to automate. Let's try doing that. Let's get an LFO. Not in that one, modulators, LFO. Let's slow it down. Slow it right down. Slower the depth. Let's make it not as deep. And let's map it to that. And then... Ooh. Let's put the feedback right up. Okay, let me just... It's because of the feedback, that's why. It's still feeding back into itself, that's why. There we go. Right, let's try again. Okay, let's go. That's mad. All right, that's another cool one. I'm going to leave the LFO in there. Let's try put... Oh, God, this is fun. All right. What else can we do? Little pedal, little redux. Cabinet. Let's put a cabinet in there. See how it sounds. Ooh, that's nice. Softens it up. Really softens it up nicely. You could resample that, record it in, resample it, use it as an effect. What is go? I just need to turn that feedback off. Right, I'm going to stop there because firstly, I've just had a load of fun doing that and I'm going to have more fun later on trying to put that into some tracks. But these are the best ways you can generate feedback. The most important thing, I would say, if you can, is to maybe put a limiter on here. Especially if you're experimenting, if you're just playing around. I didn't because I know how I can stop it and everything. But what I would advise is go into your... Where's the limiter dynamics? Put a limiter on the end of there just to stop any crazy feedback peaks. Because if let me put this right back up and turn this on and do like a... Okay, I'm going to turn the feedback up. You see it start getting louder. All right, so I would put a limiter on there just to stop it absolutely wiping out your computer and like the levels going crazy. Just while you get used to how the feedback works and how you can best control it. Apart from that, go nuts, put a load of stuff in there. It's very easy to get this feedback go out of control, so please put a limiter on there while you're playing around, just so you're not absolutely blowing your ears out when that feedback gets too much, like this. Not like that, because that's not on. Yeah, because it'll start to generate, it'll start to build, it'll get bigger, but without that limiter on, it's going to get really loud and it's going to max out your hard drive and all that business. So that's it. Just protect your ears, put a limiter on there. But that's it. I'm going to leave it there. This has been feedback, generating feedback, I'm going to call this video. My name's Bosh. This has been Bosh's My name's Bosh. This has been Bosh's Ableton Beginner Bits. I will see you next time. Ciao.